Holy shit, that was quick, Carlos. Thank you. What's up, everybody? So I've got two extremely important lessons today, and then we're going to go into some questions. I've already asked Carlos to make sure that we have at least 20 to 30 minutes, probably 20 minutes for questions. So I'll make sure my lessons only take 5 minutes. Okay, so the first lesson, which I tweeted about on Twitter yesterday, and I mentioned it on YouTube, and I'm not saying like I told you so, but what we saw is consolidation, all right? Consolidation is knowing that nothing goes straight up, nothing goes straight down. There's a consolidation period. So I mentioned this yesterday because we saw 4 straight days of selling last week. Then Monday, we saw what they call a dead cat bounce. So the markets went up yesterday. Now I said to myself, are the markets turning around or is this consolidation? When stocks go up, they consolidate, then they go to a higher level. When stocks go down, they consolidate. They don't sell off 10 days in a row. They sell off 8 out of 10 days. So we went down 4 days in a row. Then we went up yesterday, and now we're down again. So we're down 5 out of 6 days. Understand this. It will last longer. It's not over yet. It will last 9 out of 11 days or 8 out of 10 days or 7 out of 9 days. And keep in mind, we're only 5 out of 6 days. So this is going to last another 2 to 3 days, okay? CPI numbers came out this morning. All right. It was under the estimates. They exclude gas and food. It's all bullshit. All the numbers I've decided are bullshit because the numbers should be a lot higher. The market understands that. The market let futures take the market up, knowing, and this is the psychology of trading, if you're selling off for 4 straight days last week, right? You're selling off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You sold off hard on Friday right before the market closed. There's a dead cat bounce on Monday, which could be expected. What's going to happen? The same effing people that are selling last week are going to continue selling this week. It's the same people. All right, so here's lesson number 2, okay? This is also pretty darn important. It's about your comfortability, okay? Being comfortable with your trades. And I'll explain that real quick. You have to allow yourself to profit. You have to allow yourself to be correct. Now, it means if you have $1,000 account and you have $1,000 worth of SPY calls or SPY puts or UVXY calls or UVXY puts, you're going to either create a monster of an account or you're going to blow up your account. And the thing is, your account's going to move violently. So if you get scared easily, all right, you get shaken easily. You don't want to lose your money. You see your stocks going down or your positions going down. You scare sell right away. You don't give yourself a chance or your strategy to be correct. Now, I'm going to give you an actual example of how I did that today. All right. Yesterday, I mentioned I still had some SPY puts going into today. I mentioned I had a few. That was kind of a white lie because personally, I had a shitload of SPY puts going into this morning. The futures were up. I was expecting high CPI numbers. I was expecting the market to throw up on itself. I still said to myself, even after the morning video where I said the CPI numbers came in strong, the market's reacting strongly, I said, devil's advocate, be careful. Because if I'm an institution, if I'm a hedge fund and I'm looking to sell the same positions, what am I going to do? I'm looking to get top dollar. So I'm looking for the market to go up. So that was my one thought. However, I over levered myself. So when I talk about lesson number 2, being comfortable with your trades, all right, I had over 200 contracts of SPY puts that expire tomorrow. All right, end of Wednesday. So if I'm wrong and the SPY goes up today, guess what? Then I've got to either double my position and then I have to be correct about tomorrow or else I lose a shitload of money. So I did not give myself a chance to be correct. When the SPY went down today, I was so happy. It was like 444.98. And I said, okay, I'm taking profit. I'm out of my SPY puts. Now, we saw the same pattern as yesterday, so I thought the market would go down even further later in the day, and the SPY did. It went down to like 443.22. So it went down like a whole $1.70 or what, like 0.4% more, which would have been an extra like 88% on my options. Yeah, I figured it out. I'd like to know what I'm missing out on. The point is, I over-levered myself. I put too much money in SPY puts so that when I was green this morning and the SPY threw up on itself, I took profit rather than saying I have 2 more days left. I think today will be bloody. I think tomorrow will be bloody. All right. Now, the same thing happened to me last year. I was building up an account. I took $2,000. I had it worked up till $55,000. I think it was August of last year. Tesla was running wild. I kept saying to myself, geez, Tesla's going to go down one of these times. It's definitely going down. It's definitely going down. And I bought these Tesla put options. Now, 5 minutes after I spent $55,000 and bought these Tesla put options because I jumped in with 2 feet. All right. It spiked. Tesla spiked up. My put options were down like 50%. And I did not give myself a chance to be right. I sold them and I had $55,000 that was now worth like $24,000. And then I jumped into an Uber position that was like bullish on Uber, and I lost another 10,000 because the market ended up going down. I was correct. Tesla ended up going down after it spiked up like that. And from my 25,000 that I lost, I would have made $250,000 about 3 days later. That's how bad Tesla threw up on itself. But the point of the story is I didn't give myself a chance to be correct. I jumped in with 2 feet. I put in for $55,000. I was down like $27,000. I scare sold. I said, shit, 5 minutes, 10 minutes in, I just lost $27,000. What the F am I doing? I sold. And then I monitored the position. I kept saying, okay, I had these puts. Wonder what would have happened. I jumped into Uber calls. Uber went down. I lost $12,000. So I lost money. I had the risk. So I could have stayed in Tesla and chanced it out and gave myself, okay, whatever. If it goes from 25,000 down to 12,000, that's what I did to my account anyway. But I would have been correct 3 days later. It would have been 250,000. So the result is the same risk. I went into something new. I didn't do my research on it. It went like shit. I had 12,000 left from the 55 that I worked up to instead of having $250,000. So I know you don't trade on the same level. And I'm not trading on that level anymore either because that was ridiculous. You just need to make a little bit a day, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 4,000. That's it. It adds up. Small piles add up. The point is, even if you're trading a smaller account and you're like, it's 2,500 and you give up half of that down to 1,200, but to be right, you would have made 25,000. Do you understand the risk versus reward? So I didn't give myself a chance to be right. I broke it. Okay. Next, this one specifically for Alvaro, and I'm doing it off the cuff here. He said to me, and he's on my platform, he said to me, dude, Matt, we hear about your trades on YouTube after the day, and you say what you did, but what we don't understand is why did you do what you did? And I said, okay, very clear. I did what I did because, okay, so here we go. I'm going to talk about my trades today real quick, and then I'm going to get into questions. But we'll talk about GSAT first. GSAT. It went up to 240 this morning. I was thinking about selling. I did not sell. It went to 235. Then I noticed a short on the other side, and I said, all right, if the short goes away, I still wanted to wait till Apple does their conference at 1 p.m., and people were talking about rumors that they might somehow be involved. So when it went down to 220, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to be able to wait till 1 p.m. I sold at 218. I tried to get 220. I couldn't. I sold at 218. Why? Because I had the game plan that if the market throws up on itself, I was going to get back in at a cheaper price. It went to like 173. I didn't get back in at 173. I got back in at 175. After it went 175, 180, 175, 174, I said 175 is a good number. Point is, I lost $12,000. I was in at 258. I sold at 218. I have 30,000 shares, 12 grand. If I wrote it down to $1.75, I would have lost another, 48 cents, another $13,200. Instead, I said to myself, strategy. I like the position. I'm going to sell because I think the stock's going down, and I'm going to buy back at a lower level. Same 30,000 shares. So, Alvaro, hopefully you got that. Next, Roblox calls. I was in this morning. It was at $82.08. I said, if the market rebounds, which it kind of looked like it was going to do at 10 a.m., I'll go into some calls. So I bought Roblox calls. As soon as I bought them, 5 minutes later, it spiked up a whole dollar, like $1.05, $1.10, $1.03. And I sold. I made 44% profit. I wasn't expecting to sell so quickly. I wasn't going to hold overnight, but I wasn't. So then it went down, and then I bought the same position again. And then it went down, and it spiked back up around noon. And I said, all right, break even, I'm out. So Alvaro, here's what I did. Because I thought the market would throw up on itself later on in the day, I said to myself, I'm back at break even. I'm going to exit out of that position. All right. I did the same thing. When I sold my SPY puts this morning, I went into SPY calls and I bought 3. When it went down, I bought 3 more. So I had 6 SPY calls. When I realized I was incorrect about that trade, I sold them. And that one I took a loss on. So it's okay to take a loss. It's okay to break even like I did on one Roblox, made profit on one Roblox. SPY puts, I made profit. SPY calls, I took a loss on. Oh, Sorrentino Therapeutic. I was trying to time the market. Pre-market, I put it for 25 cents. I got on the cheap side. But then the market went down today. I can't help that. I was positioning myself for a 60% gain. I'm in for 25 cents. I'm exiting out at 40 cents, which is a 15-cent profit, but over $25, which is my cost. 15 over 25 is 60%. So tomorrow, I will still be looking for the stock to go to $8.40 if it spikes. It did spike today to like 8 something, 809, 816, whatever it was. It wasn't enough for me to sell my options. The price didn't get hit. So I'm still holding on to those. So hopefully that explains my positions. What else was I in? I was in a couple other stocks, always puts, because I said the market was going to be ugly today. So right before we get into questions, I told you guys, zoom out. When the market is shitty and ugly, it is for 8 or 10 days, 8 of 10, 9 of 11, 10 of 12. Now, the market was strong before it took a shit on itself last week for no reason. 4 straight days. Monday positive. Today negative. That's 5 verse 1, okay? It's going to be like 7 verse 2 when this is all said and done, or 8 verse 2, meaning there's 4 or 5 more trading days that are still going to be bearish for you. So if you're buying what you call the bottom and you're like, it's going to turn around, yes, you might get a turnaround, but most likely your stock's going to open up down 2.5% tomorrow. And then you can call the bottom, get a bit of a rebound up like 1%, and then it'll sell off again. History repeats itself. Today's chart looks like yesterday's chart. Does everybody get that? So people that were like buying the dip this morning, zoom out. Bigger picture, the market is right now bearish. What we saw on Monday was consolidation. I tried to make that clear. And the people that are watching me on YouTube, you get that shit, all right? You heard it, whether you did it or not. Now, here's the thing. I said it, but yet I bought a 4-letter stock option this morning, SRNE, Sorrentino Therapeutic. Matt, you said the market was going to throw up on itself. Yeah, but I didn't think tech would necessarily throw up on itself. The 10-year lost 4 basis points today, which means no one is fearful about inflation at all. The Fed is going to keep buying. The Dow is falling, I guess, because of COVID and the Delta variant. All right, let's get to some questions and comments. I did post a message today. Someone on my platform had turned $100 into $1,000 and then blew up their account and said they do that every time. You can't screw up one trade. If you screw up one trade, it can blow up your account. Okay, Graham, you got whacked today. Dude, I'm sorry. You grabbed SPY calls and UBX puts a little too soon. Yes, okay, so you want to know what I think? China, Evergrande, U.S. hitting debt ceiling. What's going to happen first. I think this market collapse is coming either way. All right, so I can't see myself. Can we remove that question real quick, Carlos? Let's leave China out of it. China has their own worries right now, and China has these new restrictions every day that they're putting on their stocks and their companies, and it's hurting the U.S. equities, the Chinese company, the U.S. equities market. Somebody said Alibaba, when it was hitting 179, would never go back to 160. Yet a buddy of mine wanted to buy these calls that are leap year calls out in January, and I told him, don't buy them today, dude. You'll get them for 60% off if you just wait. Just put in your ask and then just wait. All right, so the point is, what do I think is going on with our market? Because that's all we care about. No one's investing in the Hang Seng, are they? Doubt it. So let's talk about our equity market. We're not done yet. The market's not done throwing up. We're about halfway done. So what do I think could happen? I think tech could lose another 500 points, and I think the Dow could lose another 900 points. And then I would say that's fair ground. Then we're done. You look at something like Wynn Casino or Las Vegas Sands, right? So I mentioned this morning in a pre-market video that there's an outbreak of Delta variant near Macau, which is where the gaming capital is in Asia. So these companies are probably, they're probably closing casinos. I mean, that's what should happen. So it means revenues are going to be down. Those casinos were off 7% pre-market. I said they could drop 10, 12%. They dropped 13 or 14%, and they are not done. So if you see Wynn Casino, whatever it's at right now, let's just take a guess, $91. It could go down to $85. So let's look at this real quick. WY, and then I'm getting to your questions, I promise. And we'll give you 20 minutes. All right, $92. It's definitely going down to $87. So if the Dow gets sick and throws up on itself the next 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4 days, Wynn Casino, which lost $11 today, will go down to $87. The low for the day was only $89. So it will go lower than that. Meaning if you have related stocks or companies, you can expect the same. I don't think airlines are done throwing up on themselves. Oh, here's one. I messaged out this morning, Carnival, and I spoke about it yesterday. Inflow one day, outflow the next day. Shit's been rotating for about 16 straight days. I said yesterday on YouTube, guess what? Carnival had inflow. That means tomorrow's outflow. Meaning today, Carnival was going to go down. Did you look at Carnival? It spiked on open. This is one of the positions I took. I bought Carnival puts. It spiked on open, and then it dropped 3%. I secured 45%, and I was out. I wasn't going to brag about it because I didn't send an alert about it. But if I talk about shit pre-market, casinos are off 7%. They could be off 12%. Well, shit, grab it. Make that 5%. Play the options. Make 50%. All right, let's go with another one, please. All right, thoughts on BBig and Apple. So I could look at BBig. I think it went down to what? It's under $8. I would be buying under $8. I think $8 is a fair number on that, but I don't think BBig is done. I think it'll probably explode. It just takes some time. You're in a shitty market. The market's throwing up on itself. People aren't like, all right, let's squeeze those short sellers today. They're like, oh shit, margin call. So that's exactly what happened Friday when the market threw up on itself. What do you think happened on Monday morning? Margin call. They forced the stocks up. They liquidated their positions. Today, pre-market, futures up, liquidated the positions. So be big. Yeah, light volume, 70 million. Remember the last time I said we'd have good volume, be big? $330 million. 330 million shares, and it went north of $10. So yes, you just need the market to be bullish or have a flat day where you have 290 to 320 million here, and the stock will be above 11 again. So yes, it's going to happen. Apple, I said Apple was going under 150. I think it went to like 147 and change today. And I know they were having a big day. So with Apple, I stayed away today because they say, buy the rumor, sell the news. What was Apple doing today? They were introducing new products. So unfortunately, the market was bad. Apple went down. Oh my God, it was as low as 146.91. I wouldn't be buying there. But again, if the NASDAQ is red 4 out of 5 days, and I come on here and I tell you the NASDAQ's going to be red 4 out of the next 5 days, or let's just say 3 out of the next 5 days, the NASDAQ's going to be red 60% of the next 5 days, 3 out of the next 5 days. Where do you think Apple's going? If it's at, what is it at? 148.12. Where's it going? 144, 145, 143? Yes, it's going down. The same is going to be true for most every stock that anybody's going to talk about right here. They'll say, hey, what do you think about Tesla? I like Tesla. There's demand for Tesla, but Google, Netflix, you get what I'm saying? The market was consolidating. It's going to a lower level. Please, I didn't mention this. I meant to mention this after my lessons. I come on here every day. We used to have a lot more people. We've got still good people, and I love seeing the same people every day. Don't think I don't love you guys. I love that you're here every day and you want to listen and get the lesson every day. Thursday's lesson was probability and soda. That shit was off the chart. I love that lesson. Yesterday's lesson was pretty damn good. And today's lesson, they usually take up the first 10 minutes of the episode. So please, if you missed any of those, please watch them. Next, please pay this forward. If you're seeing me for the first time, subscribe. Graham, I appreciate you, bro. You joined the platform. You said you'd followed me on YouTube for a while. That's what I want. I'm not forcing anybody to join. I'm saying what I do is good. The teachings I do help you have the light bulb moment. Nobody's perfect, but I damn well try hard. And Carlos tries hard too. But, all right. F-Cell. Somebody, one of my lifetime members, mentioned Fuel Cell yesterday, or maybe it was even the day before, got into options, was bragging about it today when it was up 14%. Then it went up 30%, and the dude was like, I got to unload it. So let me look at the chart. I don't know why it spiked like it did. I'm assuming this one's been in play for a while. I mean, volume was crazy. 213 million when the average volume, I'm going to guess, is like a few million, is 20 million. Okay, so that's not, I mean, it's a big difference. I mean, it's 8 times, 10 times, 11 times the volume. Yeah, I mean, I would be cautious. It seems to have a ceiling of 650, right where it's about. It went as high as 750, which is where it went on the previous spike on August 10th. So I'd be very cautious. I don't like to chase. The stock is up. Now, we saw some other movers. Remember ATER? That was like a meme stock. It's down 40% today, okay? BBig was off 17% today. Support.com, right? Internet company, Bitcoin play. It was off like 17% today. GSAT, Global Star, was off what? 17% today. All right, another question. I'd be very careful. This one was as high as 30% today. Closed off 15. It's great stuff. All right. Same question as yesterday. And I mentioned yesterday that PS, I'll bring it up, PSFE. All right. PaySafe, I mentioned yesterday, and it was $8.80 yesterday, I think, right? I said it could go down and touch like $8, $8.08. It went as low today as $8.14. So the person that has the question here, same response, 4-letter tech stock. It could go down lower. And I'm going to say the bottom on this one, because the bottom could definitely be hit. It could definitely go down another like 45 cents over the next 2 to 3 days. So I'm thinking $8.60. I mean, $7.60. I'd start accumulating. Okay. I'd be eating that up. All right. Next question. I almost did with Cassava today. Cassava Sciences, SAVA. And then I said, who am I to call the bottom on this one? This one could go back down to 32 before its bottom, but it looked damn tasty today. So me, like you guys, I look at shit and I'm like, this looks like a winner. I'm going to go after it. I'm going to buy some. I'm going to throw some money at it. I was going to throw $4,000 at it. And then I said to myself, dude, why? So you could feel good about yourself today. If you're right about Sava, if it goes back up today, you can make like $1,000 or $2,000 and be happy with yourself. What about if it drops 10 points tomorrow? What are you going to do? Are you going to tell people on your platform you just lost 10 grand? And I'm like, what's the profit? What's the benefit? So I was like, I'm not calling the bottom there. I'm going to get to your question in 1 second. But that's why I brought up global satellite, because I realized today when there was short at 235 and I wrote it an extra 17 cents down, I'll sell, take a $12,000 loss. And then when it went down even further, I saved myself $13,200. So it would have been a $25,000 loss. 12,000 and calling yourself a loser and back in at a cheaper price is so much better than 25,000. All right, coin. Yeah, I like coin. A lot of people are coming out. Coin, Kathy Wood, which I mentioned this morning's platform, she's bullish. Coin, Ethereum. She mentioned Bitcoin in 5-7 years, $500,000 per coin. That's what she's saying. I mean, I don't disagree with her. I thought we'd have 100,000 by the end of the year. But then we've had all these world events where certain countries can't trade cryptocurrencies, and then there are thefts about it. But let's look at coin right now. I mean, coin, I would say 300 easy by the end of the year, and it's 243. Now, again, NASDAQ continues to sell off for 2 or 3 more days. You might be able to get coin at 232 again. I would have it in. I would be buying some at, watch this. I'd be buying some coin at 237, 235, 232. That's it. So if I was going to buy 300 shares of coin, 100 shares at each level. If I get it the first level and it goes up, I'm happy I have 100 shares. If it goes down, have a plan, okay? Next question, please. All right. Alan, should we follow the 40% room on Sorrentino Therapeutic? No, bro, because it's only 3 days to go. Anytime you're in options and you have less than 7 days when you purchase the option or when you average down, you're breaking the rules. Now, me, I love to break rules. So am I averaging down? No, because I'm in at 25 cents. I think they're 16 cents. So they're off $9 for me, which is what, like a third, 33%. So I guess you're down 40%. Maybe mine are down 40% too. No, I'm waiting for a spike. Let's look at Sorrentino Therapeutic, okay? Because I did notice it spiked at some point today. It just didn't spike hard enough for my stock. So let's get it here. Okay, yeah, it spiked after open to 809. That's fine. I know where it wants to go. It bottomed at what, 777, turned around. They pushed it to 794, settled at 784. No, it's a lie. I might average down. I said I wasn't going to. Understand, I think I have like 18 contracts. I'm in for $25 a contract. So I spent what, $450? Yeah, that's exactly what I spent. I think $450. So yeah, I mean, I might throw another $400 at it. It was a small play. Most of my money's on the sideline because I thought the market would just look too freaking shitty. All right, let's get to another question. No, you can't average down. You can average down and go out a number of weeks or a month. If you look at the stock and you say the stock will rebound, that the stock has bottomed. Now, my position was a short-lived position. It was a 3 or 4 day option contract. How do I feel about Uber and Banks? I'm not sure I know what Banks is, so I'll look at that one first. Banks, United Community Banks. Is that what you're talking about? I don't think you're talking about that. The volume's 8,000. I think I messed that up. You probably don't want to talk about Banks. Oh, Banks in general. Like Banks. I got you. Yeah, I don't know. Let's look at my buddies Goldman Sachs and let's look at JP Morgan. All right, Banks, I can tell you Banks right now. I don't even have to look. Banks are going to move with interest rates, okay? And I had the light bulb moment, when the 10-year is off 4 basis points, which it is. I'll tell you where it is right now. Let's skip Banks. Banks are going down. Let me just see what the 10 year is at right now. Okay, 129. Remember, it was hovering around 134 when the market started going down. So it's lost 5 basis points. It's hovering around 129, and the market still looks like shit. Banks need the interest rate to go up because they make more money on their loans. They give you a loan, the interest rate's higher, they make a bigger spread. When interest rates are lower, it's eating into their spread. Their piece of the pie is even smaller. So yeah, bank stocks are going to struggle. I'm not sure where earnings come out next, probably like September, October. But if the inflation and the 10 years is still pretty low, then banks are going to have a tough quarter. Let's look at Uber. Because remember, we talked about Uber being manipulated. It was fighting 41, and they said it was the best thing since sliced bread, right? And then what did it do? It went down to what, 38 or something to that extent? It's probably what, 39? 39, there it is. Selling off on Uber. Look to have bottomed at 38 and change today. Again, same answer as everybody else. 4-letter stock, tech-related, no real earnings. So if the market sells off the next 2 out of 3 days, Uber will be back at $38. That's where I'd be buying. $38.38. I like that number. Next question. A lot of questions today. I know I get thumbs down sometimes because I don't get to your questions. So you're on here, you're like, dude's going to get to my questions. And it might be the next freaking question. It's like being online at like on a ride at like a amusement park, and the dude in front of you throws up and they close the ride down. Yeah, Carlos, it's happened to Carlos. He's laughing about that. I knew it happened to Carlos. You wait online for 2 hours, some dude throws up. I was in the Roto-Rooter once, that thing that you stand at the wall and you're like, hey, like this. And right before I get on, some dude throws up and it goes over everybody. Guess what? I'm glad I wasn't on that ride. I mean, you're at a county fair. That's what they have down here in South Florida, county fairs. All right, LAC, let's take a look at that one. LAC. All right, lithium. So lithium and uranium are keywords lately. If you type in lithium or uranium surrounding stocks, you're going to see some decent movements. So yeah, this lithium play, I'm looking at the 5-day chart. So for anybody, Isaac, you're so keen on buying shit. You're always so smart. I'm looking at the 5-day chart. It just happens I have that open. The 5-day chart looks so smooth. Even though the market's rocky, LAC looks smooth as shit. I'm adding it to my watch list because everybody needs a good stock, no matter if the stock market's rocky or not. Let me see. Inflow, light volume, been consistent. Yeah, there's definitely demand for that stock. You also saw a lot of buying for Apple. Let me check my flow chart on Apple right before the end of the day. I'll tell you who's buying puts and calls. My Apple flow is, oh, wow. Call put ratio, 138,000 calls executed right before the close, 54,000 puts, meaning that it's almost what? Almost 3-1. It's about 60% in favor of calls. So interesting, because that could tell you maybe the market bounces tomorrow. So either way, you have two. Let's remove the question for a second, Carlos, and then we'll get to some other questions. I want to leave everybody here with some good information before I get to more questions, because as we see every day, and this is how you have to exit the market today and plan ahead and think about the market tomorrow. So hold on. You exit today, you look at the end of today chart and you say, okay, people were buying Apple. Maybe people were buying some Tesla. I like to look at Tesla at the end of the day. So let's look at that one. Tesla, end of the day. Yep, there was inflow. So they're still interested in Tesla. Look to rebound and plateau with one of those cup and handle things end of the day. So maybe tomorrow is a green day in the market. So I'll take the bullish aspect first. Hey, Matt, market tried to sell off. You're right. It was bearish. We had a good day yesterday. Today, the bears won again. They pushed it down. Tomorrow, it's going to be a positive day. And the curve is going to look like a W, right? Boom, 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 boom. And it'll be a W. That's the bullish sentiment, okay? Now we go into a more realistic sentiment, which is the bearish sentiment. And if I was going to put myself, I would say I'm probably 2-1 on the bearish side. I'm about 65% leaning over to the bearish side that the market's going to go down tomorrow. However, I've seen some light. I've seen some stocks. I've seen some charts. Tesla tells me one thing. Now, Tesla's a bad example because they love Tesla no matter what. Kathy Wood says, oh, I like Tesla, and Tesla shoots up. All right, let's get to another question. All right, what's up, Jizzy? All right, hey, Matt, what do I think of infrastructural rebound, or we have to wait? Yep, buddy, we have to wait. Market's taking a shit on itself. Delta variant is running rampant. Airlines are going down. Cruise ships are going down. Other Dow stocks are going down. Tech stocks are hovering, but they could easily go down. Imagine if the 10-year goes up, tech stocks will go down. So I am standing clear, and I'm still telling everybody, platform members or not, be very cautious in the market, all right? I mentioned this 2 weeks ago. I sold out of all my stocks. Ryan, that's interesting you mentioned that, because I was thinking to myself, Penn National will probably react negatively because of Wynn Casino and Las Vegas Sands. However, Penn National has no presence in Macau. Penn National has gaming in Pennsylvania, I think West Virginia. Again, you probably have to do your due diligence and know where they are. So it was off. Yeah, it was only off 3.5%. And again, the gaming stocks were off like 12% today. So it took a beating today. It will continue to take a beating if the Dow is down another 200 points tomorrow. Now, keep in mind, the Dow is off over 300 points. If the Dow, which is struggling more than tech, if the Dow is down 200 points tomorrow, this stock will drop another $2 if the Dow bounces tomorrow. Now, a lot of the times, and here's the only bullish sentiment you have, a lot of the times when the market used to throw up on itself 600 points, 300 points, 200 points, the next day it would freaking rebound the same thing. Oh, it lost 300. It would gain 300. All right, so let's get a couple more questions. Please, I'm giving you guys the extra time. I'm giving you time. You guys are here. I want to answer your questions. Share this shit. Pay it forward. For one time, just take the link at the top of your Google and send it out to 3 friends and be like, yo, this dude knows what he's talking about, kind of warning people about the market. You might want to be apprehensive. All right, what do I think of? What is this? One Walmart, I think. I am gaining money on retail mutual funds, but stock going down slowly. All right, yeah. So I get the mutual fund aspect of it, and some people like that, and it's definitely a safer play, especially in this market. Yeah, but the Walmart chart looks like shit. It looked like shit ever since September 6th when it spiked above 150. Now, you would have to have a stop loss on this, and I would put my stop loss right around 142, which it did not hit today, but it finished near its low. It finished at 143.92. That was the low, 144.30. I would put a stop loss on Walmart at 142. Now, here's the damn problem. If it spikes under 142, because I think 142 should be the bottom, it could go 142 back to 145, and you're like, F. Stop loss at 142. I'm not even here anymore. So, I mean, I don't know retail. I don't do retail all that much. I mean, the chart looked somewhat decent, but it definitely had a consolidation period back to like 141, 142. So if it matters to you to save that $2 to $3, could have sold today for 145, re-entered at 142. It's good to do that no matter what the stock or position. You have 100 shares of a $9 stock, but you say to yourself, it's going down to $8.50, and you're pretty damn sure of it. Then you say 100 shares, I save $50. $50 is $50 fucking dollars. Save the money. All right, one more. Hey, Matt, I'm on the $17 calls for TBT 1217 and wondering where the bottom could be. Yeah, bro. TBT, I know that one because I have a small position there too. That's the Treasury note. And I just said the Treasury is getting beat up. So let's look at that one. Yeah, TBT, what's it at? $16.81. We were in at what? $17 and like 40 to 60 cents, somewhere in there. Huge sell-off today. We might have to. Okay, here's the problem. The 10-year is down 4 basis points. There was huge selling in this one today. It's off 2%. So I never sell when it looks the worst like it is. So I will be holding. However, if I get a spike back up to $17.50, say the 10-year goes to 136 again, I'm going to be a greedy SOB son of a bitch. And I'm going to be like, oh, it's 136. It's probably going to 145. And it'll probably go to 136 and then spike down to 126 again. And I'll be the sucker holding the bag. No, I will be exiting out of this position the next time it spikes because obviously that wasn't the way. Graham, I like what you do, man. I can feel you're helping me with some stuff. All right, so thank you, dude. By the way, everybody else, I mentioned this yesterday. If you please watch my videos from Thursday and Monday. If those are the only 3 videos you watch, please watch them because I speak about 3 important lessons. If you don't know my notebook lesson, you need to learn that, okay? And it's not a struggling one for anything like that. Notebook lesson means you write down the stuff that you screw up on every day. So if you go into your notebook and you do the same shit, and I do the same shit every day, anytime I buy options contracts before 10:30 a.m., I always struggle. Am I doing the right thing? Should I buy too soon? Did I sell? Whatever. I should wait. So it's in my notebook. You guys are the best. Thank you for joining me. Pay this shit forward. Share it with somebody. I don't care if they join the platform. Share it. I want them to see the videos. Thanks, Carlos.